As summer approaches, it seems that the bulk of Rangers' budget will be allocated to new signings. In today's video, we have some huge transfer news for the club, with a defender being highlighted for a potential move away this summer. We'll be diving into that and covering all the latest happenings around Rangers from the past 24 hours. There's so much to discuss, so stay tuned for all the updates. First off, Jack Butland has come under heavy criticism for some costly mistakes in recent weeks, but suggestions that he should be sold in the summer are, according to former Rangers goalkeeper Cammy Bell, a bit of an overreaction. Bell argues that the problems with Rangers' performances go far beyond a few individual errors from Butland. The English goalkeeper made a blunder in the weekend's game against Dundee, which allowed the host to score a goal. However, Rangers managed to turn the game around and claim a dramatic 4-3 victory at Dens Park. Bell, however, stresses that Rangers' issues are not isolated to Butland. Barry Ferguson, another former player and pundit, has stated that there are much bigger problems that need addressing at Rangers before drastic decisions are made about the goalkeeper position. Bell, who has been following the team closely, admitted that Butland is having a rough patch, but also pointed to his excellent performances in previous games against Fenerbahce and Celtic as evidence of his quality. He said, "I've seen some suggesting Butland should be moved on this summer, but that would be a big overreaction for me. Jack isn't making mistakes week in, week out. It's more about minor mistakes. Yes, he got away with one against Dundee because the team won the game, but you also saw the part he played against Fenerbahce and at Celtic Park, making big saves in vital matches. I have no doubt he'll have a big part to play in how Rangers' European campaign pans out. He's going through a tough spell right now, but whatever issues Rangers have, they go beyond Jack Butland." Bell emphasized that while Butland's form may not be ideal at the moment, the bigger picture at Rangers involves a team that, as Ferguson has mentioned, is still far from the level expected of a club of Rangers' stature. Moving on to the transfer front, Rangers have been ramping up their scouting efforts and have recently turned their attention to Serbia in preparation for the summer transfer window. With the impending completion of the takeover by the 49ers Enterprises Consortium expected by the end of this month, it is anticipated that Rangers will be very active in the market this summer. One player who could be on their radar is Ghanaian international defender Ebenezer Annan, currently playing for Red Star Belgrade. According to Serbian outlet MaxBet Sport, Rangers have been keeping a close eye on Annan, and the left-sided defender is reportedly a target for the club. Annan has enjoyed a solid season, making the most of a loan spell at OFK Beograd before returning to Red Star in January. So far this season, Annan has made 28 appearances, scored 1 goal, and provided 7 assists. The 22-year-old, who has 3 international caps for Ghana, is contracted to Red Star until the summer of 2027. The report suggests that Rangers have scouted Annan on several occasions and are one of the many European clubs showing interest in the athletic defender. In other transfer news, Rangers could face an uphill battle in their pursuit of highly regarded German manager Marco Rose. Sources have suggested that the 48-year-old coach was relieved of his duties at RB Leipzig on March 30th after a 2.5-year stint with the Bundesliga club. Despite his dismissal, Rose remains a sought-after figure in European football due to his tactical acumen and his past successes, including guiding Leipzig to a DFB Pokal triumph in the 2022-23 season and winning the German Super Cup the following year. With the 49ers Enterprises Consortium set to take control at Ibrox, Rangers are expected to explore high-profile managerial candidates should they become available. The club's size, rich history, and growing ambitions make it an attractive proposition, but persuading a coach of Rose's pedigree to take the reins could prove to be challenging. It was previously reported on March 31st that Rangers are not expected to make any managerial announcements until after the conclusion of the 2024-25 campaign, as the ongoing takeover process adds an element of uncertainty to the club's long-term planning. For now, all focus remains on finishing the current season as strongly as possible. In the meantime, Barry Ferguson, a club legend, has strengthened his case for the permanent managerial role with impressive recent victories over Fenerbahce and arch-rival Celtic. Ferguson, who is deeply connected to the club, is reportedly keen to stay in charge beyond this season. However, despite his recent success and the backing he's receiving from fans and pundits alike, no decision has been made yet regarding his future as manager. He is set to continue leading the team for the remainder of the current campaign, but as the season draws to a close, it will be interesting to see what direction Rangers choose to take. Whether they opt for a high-profile name like Marco Rose or decide to stick with an icon like Ferguson remains to be seen. But one thing is for sure, change is on the horizon at Ibrox. In other news, former Rangers hero Ryan Kent has joined Major League Soccer side Seattle Sounders on a short-term deal after being without a club since October. The 28-year-old winger was released by Turkish giants Fenerbahce 5 months ago, just 16 months after signing a 4-year contract. Kent, who had previously enjoyed a successful spell at Rangers, winning the Scottish Premiership and the Scottish Cup, was also part of the squad that reached the Europa League final in 2022. However, his time in Turkey was short-lived, with Kent playing only 19 times before his contract was mutually terminated. Now, Kent has penned a deal with Seattle Sounders that will keep him in the US until the end of the season, with an option to extend for an additional year. Seattle Sounders general manager Craig Waibel expressed his excitement about the signing, praising Kent's dynamic style of play and his top-level experience. He believes Kent's pace, creativity, and versatility will make him a valuable asset to the team, and the Sounders hope that he will make an immediate impact as they continue to compete at the highest level in MLS. Finally, Ben Davies has refused to rule out turning his loan move to Birmingham City into a permanent deal. The centre-back joined the League One side on loan from Rangers last August and has since played 37 times for the club, helping them push for promotion to the Championship. Davies' move to Birmingham has been a success so far, with the 27-year-old significantly increasing his game time after a somewhat disappointing spell at Ibrox. With Birmingham currently sitting 13 points clear at the top of the table, they are well on their way to securing promotion, and Davies has played a key role in their push. The Blues are also set to feature at Wembley in the upcoming weeks as they prepare to face Peterborough United in the EFL Trophy final. Despite his success at Birmingham, Davies is contracted to Rangers until the summer of 2026. However, it seems unlikely that he will return to Glasgow next season, as he has expressed his satisfaction with his current situation and is keen to keep his options open for the future. He said, "I came on loan to play a lot of games and hopefully help Birmingham get back up, and I'm happy with how things are going here, but I'll think about it and consider all my options in the summer. For now, I'm focusing on working here until the summer, and then I'll see what my agent says. I'm really enjoying it here, so if the opportunity arises, I would seriously consider it, but it's not really my decision right now, so I'll just wait and see what happens." That's all for today's update on Rangers. Stay tuned for more news, and thank you for watching. Continuing with the latest around Ibrox, there's a real sense that the club is entering a pivotal period. With European qualifications still on the line and the takeover talks nearing completion, every decision made over the next few months will have a significant impact on the direction Rangers take going into the new season. The atmosphere surrounding the club feels tense but hopeful, with supporters eager to see bold moves both on and off the pitch. Among those closely monitored is the situation with the club's recruitment strategy. While names like Ebenezer Annan are drawing headlines, Rangers are believed to be assessing a wide range of targets across multiple leagues. With a history of turning lesser-known players into top performers, the hope is that the new ownership can provide the financial backing to compete more aggressively in the transfer market. That doesn't mean throwing money around recklessly, but rather targeting the right profiles. Players who fit into the identity and long-term vision of Rangers. The emphasis is on athleticism, versatility, and hunger, qualities that have defined some of the club's best signings in recent memory. The Serbian league in particular has become an interesting scouting ground for the recruitment team, with the technical level and physicality of the players aligning with the demands of the Scottish Premiership. Annan might be just the beginning. If that pipeline proves successful, at the same time, the uncertainty over the managerial position continues to hang in the air. Barry Ferguson has certainly done his part to steady the ship, and his passion for the badge is not in doubt. But emotion alone doesn't secure European qualification, nor does it guarantee consistency across a full campaign. There's growing debate among supporters and pundits alike about whether a more seasoned, tactical mind might be needed to lead the club into this next era. Someone like Marco Rose brings pedigree and continental experience, but he'd also require certain conditions to be met, both financially and in terms of autonomy over football matters. That type of appointment would signal a real statement of intent from the new board. On the other hand, sticking with Ferguson, a man embedded in the club's DNA could bring stability and a sense of identity back to a dressing room that has looked disjointed at times. Regardless of the route taken, the decision will define the next few years at Ibrox. Meanwhile, attention is also turning to players whose futures remain up in the air. Ben Davies is a prime example. His loan spell at Birmingham has given him the consistent football he lacked at Rangers, and it's hard to argue with his impact there. Playing over 35 games leading from the back and being part of a promotion-chasing squad has reignited his career. From the player's own words, he's open to staying in England, especially if the opportunity is right. And with Rangers needing to refresh their defensive options, it might make sense for both parties to part ways permanently. Davies' situation could also be a blueprint for how Rangers handle other fringe players this summer. Offload those who aren't in the long-term plans and free up room for new arrivals. Ryan Kent's move to the Seattle Sounders, though on a short-term basis, also marks a new chapter in his career. For many fans, Kent remains a memorable figure from that iconic title-winning season and the European nights that followed. But his time in Turkey was nothing short of underwhelming, and his fresh start in Major League Soccer could be exactly what he needs. American football is becoming increasingly competitive, and Kent's flair and pace could thrive in that environment. More than that, it's a reminder of how quickly things can change in football. One moment you're a star at Ibrox, the next you're fighting for minutes overseas. The key for Rangers is learning from these transitions, understanding which players can still deliver at the highest level, and when it's time to move on. All in all, it's a crucial few months ahead. The boardroom is changing, the squad is evolving, the managerial seat remains undecided, but beneath all the noise is a club desperate to return to the top, domestically and in Europe. The fans demand it, the history demands it, and if Rangers get it right, this summer could be the beginning of something massive. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. As the transfer window draws closer to its final days, Rangers fans are buzzing with anticipation. The Scottish Giants have reportedly set their sights on a blockbuster acquisition, Angel Di Maria. The Argentine winger, with a career spanning some of Europe's top clubs, including Real Madrid, Manchester United, and Paris Saint-Germain, is now reportedly on the verge of a sensational move to Ibrox. The mere thought of such a high-profile signing has ignited excitement not just in Scotland but across the footballing world. Di Maria, who has carved out a legendary career showcasing his blistering pace and exceptional ability to deliver in high-pressure moments, would be a dream addition to the Rangers squad. His resume speaks for itself, having won numerous league titles, domestic cups, and the Champions League, alongside an impressive international career with Argentina, culminating in victory at the 2022 World Cup. But the question on everyone's lips is, can Rangers pull off the unthinkable and lure him to the Scottish Premiership? The excitement surrounding this potential transfer is amplified by Di Maria's current status. After a year-long stint with Juventus, the 35-year-old has returned to Benfica, where he has once again shown glimpses of his brilliance. Yet, with reports surfacing about his desire for a new challenge, Rangers find themselves in a perfect position to offer him a stage that could once again allow him to shine on the international front. For Rangers, this would represent a major statement of intent. With Celtic continuing their dominance in Scotland, the potential signing of a player of Di Maria's stature could provide the boost needed to take the team to new heights. The financial backing of the club, paired with Di Maria's hunger to prove himself on new soil, could see him become the face of Rangers' next era. As the days tick down, all eyes will be on the negotiations between the two parties. Could Di Maria, a player who has graced some of the biggest stages in world football, really swap the bright lights of Lisbon for the storied history of Rangers? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: if this deal comes to fruition, it would send shockwaves through Scottish football and solidify Rangers' ambition to reclaim their place among Europe's elite. Greetings, fans! Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.